Hi guys, this is Isa from PrintStick, and in this video I will talk about the differences between a dated and undated digital planner. Before I even get started, just know that I don't have a preference. I do not think that one is better than the other. What I want to share with you today is what I think are the pros and cons of each format, so you get to decide which one will work best for you. However, at the end of the video I will tell you if my life absolutely depended on making a choice, I will tell you which one I would pick. Alright, so I'm actually borrowing my mom's iPad so I can show you what each planner looks like side by side. So this is the monthly view of the color planner V2. I am in the month of January. As you can see, they are both January. Of course, the dated version says 2019, and the undated version allows you to enter whichever year you are using this planner for, or just leave it blank. The next big difference is that, of course, the month itself has all of the dates already for the dated version. And I want to mention one thing. As you can see, both versions will have 6 rows, so space for 6 weeks. However, of course, no month has whole 6 weeks. So what happens in the dated versions is that usually one of the weeks belongs to a different month, and that's why you get the numbers a little grayed out, because that means that it's not for this month but the next month as well as the previous month. But in the undated planner, since it depends what year you will be using this for, you have the option to set the weeks however they come. That's why you have all 6 rows. And other than that, I'm gonna go to the weekly spreads, and as you can see, the undated does have the name of the days. You can choose between a Monday start of the week or a Sunday start, okay? But know that both options will have the date already, so all you have to do is enter the date. For that, you can either use the pen tool in GoodNotes to just write the numbers, or you can use an external app such as Graphic to add the date. So for example, I have this set up here so that if I just write the number, I can click on this icon and then copy this, go back to my planner, tap and hold, click on paste. I'm just gonna crop a little bit. And in this way, you will make sure that all of your numbers are uniform with the same font and also the same size, okay? So it's up to you. You can either use your handwriting or you can use text from another app. And of course, you would do exactly the same to date the monthly spreads. You do have to write the date for each day. And now let's just jump to the pros and cons of each of the versions. I already made a little list right here telling you what I think are the pros and cons of each version. So let's start with the dated planner. What I think are the pros, and those are that it's ready to use, of course. So that means that if I want to go to July and then see the 3rd week of July, then I open it and I already know that the 17th is a Wednesday, so I can start planning accordingly. If you're using the undated planner, you jump to July and then you don't have the dates already, so what I suggest is that you start doing this from the beginning of the year. You date all of your months, but otherwise you would have to go to your calendar app and then, find the month that you're looking for, and then you can see which day is which. Go to your calendar and start labeling each day, and then you won't have this problem. But just keep in mind that when you buy the dated planner, that's it, every month, every week. And this particular planner has 2 monthly spreads and they are both ready. So if you want to take a closer look, you want the calendar to be bigger, you have that option. And of course, each one of these weeks are going to be labeled as well, okay? Then if you use the undated planner, as I said, you have to label not only the months, which is, in this case, it's 2 different spreads. If you don't want to use the second one, you can just delete this page without a problem, but you do have to label the monthly spread as well as every week in the planner. In both versions, you will get a yearly calendar. So to get there, you just tap on the top part of the spiral like I just did, and then you do have a calendar here. So instead of using your calendar app, you can also just refer to this calendar, and that's how you will know how to date your planner. So that was the pro number 1 of having a dated planner. It's ready to use, and of course that means less work to set it up, because literally you just open the planner and what you can start doing is decorating, adding your stickers, setting the mood for the particular season of theme that you want to use in your planner, but you don't have to worry about adding the dates. Another pro that I find in the dated planners is that at any week or any month, the fonts are going to be the same for the numbers, for the date, no matter where you are in the planner, and they are of course placed in the correct positions. When you are adding your own text, then it's possible that the numbers are not uniform, or even if you use an external font, you still have to calculate exactly where to place the number, etc. This might not bother you, but it might, so just keep that in mind. If you want it to be completely uniform, then the dated calendar is gonna help you with that. And for the cons of having a dated planner is of course that it's limited, it already has the number, so it already has the fonts. You can, however, modify it. I'm gonna show you. If you use white ink, you can write over the existing dates, and then you can write with your own font or your own handwriting if you want to modify the look of the planner. So that is possible. However, of course, you have a ton of days every month and every week, so just know that that's gonna take some effort, but yes, it's possible to still customize. However, the Undated planner allows you to do that a lot easier, okay? So I put that as a con from the dated planner, that you have less room to customize. Now, another thing I don't like about the dated planners is that if you didn't buy it before January 2019, that means that you are likely to have lost a couple of weeks or a couple of months if you bought this planner, let's say in April, but the planner started in January. And this type of planners usually start either in January or in July. So if you don't get the planner, if you don't start the planner in one of those months, then it means that you will lose some pages. And the last con that I find in dated digital planners is of course that you cannot reuse this planner for another year. I did say that you can cover all of the dates, so potentially you could do that. You could cover all of the dates with white ink and then you would have an undated planner, but that would take a ton of work. So you can't really use it for any other year except for the year that you bought it for. Alright, and I'm gonna tell you about the pros and cons of the undated digital planner, okay? Alright, so pro number one, of course, it's very easily customizable because you can choose any font that you want for all of your numbers, for all of the dates of your weeks, so that is pretty cool. I'm gonna show you, for example, the color sticker book number 2 already comes with some dates, so I can just copy all of these, copy, and then I will go here, paste, and then of course I have to adjust them because this is actually designed for a different planner. And then you can start bringing them all to the correct positions in the boxes, but you can see that each day will have the exact same font and the exact same size, so all of your pages can look uniform if you want, and if one day I feel like using a completely different font, then I can do that as well. So I see that as an advantage. Probably the biggest pro of using an undated digital planner is the fact that you can use for any year to come. That is so amazing. I actually like knowing that if I have an undated planner and I used it for 2 months and then I decided to use a different system, but then I decided to go back to this planner, it's gonna be there waiting for me. I can keep using it forever, really. All I have to do is download a fresh copy and I can start all over and keep using every year. And that brings us to, of course, the fact that if you buy this planner in March, then you can also start using it and you're not losing any pages. You can start using the planner whenever. And actually my planner, I'll show you real quick. This is the pastel planner. It's a different one. It's also undated. And I started using it in September. So if you go to August or July or June or any other months prior to September, there's nothing because I didn't start then. And then this planner normally ends in December. However, if you click on January, this is January 2019 and I'm using my planner as if nothing happened. I'm just gonna keep going probably until I reach September again, and then I can switch planners. Or I can just decide to make a brand new copy and then start my planner for this year 2019 in January and then wait until it's the end of the year and then make a new copy. I hope this is understandable. And while I have this other planner, I wanted to show you what I mean by customizable, because as you can see, these are the days of the week that I decided to use for this month. And if you go to, let's say, October, you can see that my days are actually white and in a different font. November, it's a little simpler again, and also this is how the numbers would look with the font that I showed you, but I can also pick a completely different font and then change the look of every page. You can also see it in the weeks. This is how I chose to label one week. I brought this font from Graphic, I made this circle with the pen tool here in GoodNotes, and then I just used the highlighter to highlight my days. And this is similar, but let me show you a different one. So for example here, I just brought my text from Graphic. Here I used some date covers for my sticker book. And here I used a combination of text that I brought from a different app plus my handwriting, okay? So as you can see, you can really change the style and the way you want your planner to look when you have an undated planner. Alright, now let's talk about the cons of using a undated digital planner. Con number one, it definitely takes some effort to date all of your pages throughout all of your planner. Because remember, you have your monthly spreads, plus you have every week of the year that you would have to date yourself. The next point is what I was talking about before. You don't necessarily will keep the exact same look. Even though you try, it's not going to be so easy to keep all of the numbers aligned, to keep them all the same size, especially if you're using your handwriting, or even if you're bringing text from another app. Sometimes it's kind of hard to make it look completely even, so that's one thing to keep in mind. And another little thing, I don't think it's such a big deal, but as I mentioned before, you will have 6 weeks per month, so that means that you will definitely have some extra weeks that you don't need for some months, and that means that you will have to delete those extra spreads. So for example, if this last week of January is not needed, I'm just gonna go to my 4 squares, edit, tab, and click on trash, and I'm going to delete that page because I don't need it. And I promised I would tell you what I would pick if my life depended on it. So if I absolutely had to choose between dated and undated, I would go for the undated version, because you can reuse for each year. So really, if you see it as an investment, it's the best option. And also because I have done this in the past, if you're not in the beginning or the middle of the year when planners usually start, then you are missing out on some months or weeks. Or another thing that has happened to me is I buy my planner, but I take a few days or even weeks to start it after I bought it. So even if I bought it in, let's say, December 2018 and the planner starts in January 2019, it might take me a couple of weeks to get started. So that's already a couple of weeks that I lost because the planner is dated. So if I really had to choose, I would pick undated. Alright guys, so that was it. Those are my thoughts that I have on undated digital planners and dated digital planners. I hope that this helps you see the differences and choose which one is right for you. But still, if you have any questions, just drop me a comment and I'll get back to you as quick as I can. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and click on that bell to turn on the notifications so you don't miss out on any videos that I upload in the future. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time. Bye bye!